Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
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 Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare. Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Nandana
Hare Ram
Shama
Krishna Krishna Radhe Radhe
Sudana
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Brajendra
Krishna
Nandana Shama
Krishna
Narsingha Vamana
Hare Ram
Shimadusudana
Hare Hare
Brajendra Nandana Shama
Hare Ram
Shimadusudana
Hare
Brajendra
Ram
Putana Ghatana Kaitavashatana Jaya Dasharathi Rama
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Jaya
Hare Ram
Dasharathi
Krishna Krishna
Rama Putana
Hare Ram
Ghatana Kaitavashatana Jaya Dasharathi Rama
Hare Ram
Rama Yashoda Dulal Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara
Hare Ram
Gopala
Hare Ram
Purandara Yashoda Dulal Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara Vrindavana Purandara Gopi Priya Jana Radhikaramana Bhuvana Sundara Ora Gopi Priya Jana Radhikaramana Bhuvana Sundara Ora
Hare Ram
Radhikaramana
Hare Ram
Ora
Hare Ram
Ravana Takkara Makhana Taskara Gopi Jana Vastra Hari Brajer Rakhala Gopa Vindapala Chittahari Vansi Dhari Gopa Vindapala Chittahari Vansi Dhari Yogendra Vandana Shinandanandana Braj Jana Vayohari Braj Jana Vayohari Yogendra Vandana Shinandanandana Braj Jana Vayohari Braj Jana Vayohari Navina Nirada Rupa Manohar Mohan Bansi Bihari Navina Niraja Rupa Manohar Mohan Bansi Bihari
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
यशोदानन्दन कंस निसूदन निकुंज रास विलासी
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
यशोदानन्दन कंस निसूदन निकुंज रास विलासी कदम्ब कानन रास परायन बिंदा विपिन निवासी कदम्ब कानन रस परायन बिंद विपिन निवासी आनंदवर्धन प्रेम निकेतन फूल शरयोजक कामा आनंदवर्धन प्रेमानिकेतन फूल शरयोजक कामा प्रेमानिकेतन गोपगणागण चित्त विनोदन समस्त गुण गण धामा गोपगणागण चित्त विनोदन समस्त गुण गण धामा यमुना जीवन केली परायण मानस चंद्र चकोरा जीवन केली मानस चंद्र चकोरा यमुना जीवन खेली परायण मानस चंद्र चकोरा नाम सुदारस गाओ कृष्ण यश राख वचन मन मोरा नाम सुदारस गाओ कृष्ण यश राख वचन मन मोरा जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम कृष्ण बलराम जय कृष्ण बलराम जयो राधे श्याम जयो राधे श्याम राधे श्याम जयो राधे श्याम जय गौरा निताई जय गौरा निताई गौरा निताई जय गौरा निताई नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंद जय श्री हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. बोलिए बोलिए कृष्णा ने
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.
Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare.
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Ram bolo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Balaram Jaya, Krishna Balaram Jaya, Krishna Balaram Jaya, Krishna Balaram. Jayo Radha Sham Sundar, Radha Sham Sundar, Radhe Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Nitai Gaura Haribol, 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 Haribol. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada.
Acharya Asutra Sattva Srimad Hesi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jaya Om Vishnupada Paramahansa Parivrajacharya Sutra Sattva Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Sikao Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Siva Sri Go Bhakta Vrinda Ki Sri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Giri Govardhan Ki Vrindavan Dham Ki Mayapur Dham Ki Dwarka Dham Ki Jagannath Dham ki, Ganga Maya ki, Yamuna Maya ki, Tulsi Devi ki, Bhakti Devi ki, Sishinita Gurachanda ki, Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Radha Shyama Sundar ki, Shri Lalita Vishaka Asta Shakti Vrinda ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Iskar Vrindavan ki, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki, Silapa
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur.
Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhudev.
Hare Krishna. So, 429.2. Narada Uvacha Purusham Puranjanam Vidyad Yadvanatyatmana Puram Ekadvitri Chatuspadam Bahupadam Apadakam. So before this verse, Puranjana said, Pracinabarhi said, I didn't understand the story of King Puranjana. What do you mean by it? Can you please explain? We are very attached to fruitive activities, so I can't understand this. Those who are spiritually realized, they can understand, but I can't understand. Can you please explain? So then the next verse. The great sage Narada Muni continued, you must understand that Puranjana, the living entity, transmigrates according to his own work into different types of bodies. So it is very scary, to what kind of body we will get next life. We don't know. Of course, we have hope that we have done some Krishna consciousness, so Krishna will give us at least a human form. But in human form also, you never know what kind of problems will be there with the body. So, of course, we should not be fearful, but that should inspire us to take shelter of Krishna and surrender to Krishna fully. Basically, that's what the idea is. So that we can end our material existence forever. You must understand that Puranjana, the living entity, transmigrates according to his own work into different types of bodies. Karmana deva nitrena jantur deha upapataye. What is the next line? Striya pravishta udaram. There's some noise coming from the background. Striya pravishta.
Sorry, Kanashe.
Are you on a different phone or something? It's like some.
For my phone?
Yeah, something like. Okay, now it's okay. Maybe it was just something. Maybe somebody else is unmuted. Okay. So, yeah, Pumsarita Kanashraya. So, this Jiva is going into different bodies. Sometimes the bodies are deformed, disabled, very difficult. So, if you want to end all our pap karma, then we should surrender to Krishna. We should make that as priority of our life to serve Krishna. Because in this world you get some enjoyment, but you also get unhappiness with it. And diseases like cancer and all these things also come about. So giving up all material desires, one should surrender to Krishna. That's the idea. So which may be one-legged. So these bodies can be one-legged, like maybe trees, two-legged, some two-legged animal, three-legged, four-legged, many-legged, or simply legless. Or trees may be considered legless, or no, they are considered with one. The roots are considered the leg. So, or octopus has many legs, right? Transmigrating into various types of bodies, the living entity as the so-called enjoyer is known as Puranjana. So the reason for this transmigration is our material desires to enjoy, and inevitably we commit sinful activities in this material existence. So we get different types of bodies. Karanam gunasangasya, karanam gunasangasya,
Tadasadyoni Janmashu.
sadasadyoni janmashu. So the reason for our transmigration, getting different kinds of bodies, karana, is that we are associated with modes of material nature differently. So to get out of these clutches, this is also one clutches, the modes of material nature. Like yesterday, addiction was talked about, how there are behavioral addictions and there is substance addictions like drugs and alcohols. There is behavioral. Behavioral addictions are due to modes of nature. So we are in a certain mode of nature, and that creates like a pathway in our brain. And she was talking about who? Pedophile, right? Pedophiles. What? Pedophiles. Is that what she was talking about yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that word, but maybe related to children.
Yeah, it's a child abuser.
Mm-hmm.
Child abuser. So, yeah, it's irresistibly they are doing activities which are not supposed to be done because they are wired in that way. Pedophile, like pedophile, one who is sexually attracted to children. So all these things are due to the modes of nature we have acquired, and it is very very difficult to change the pathways and our conditioning and our consciousness. Like serial killers, there's another kind of conditioning. So to change these pathways, we have to take up spiritual practices, devotional service to the Lord, and that will change our configuration of the mind. And the more we are, focused on Krishna, and we chant with attention, we do our devotional service with attention, the more these pathways will change in the brain, and will rise above the modes of nature. Mam cha yogya vicharena, bhakti yogena.
Devate Sagunan Samadityetan Brahma Bhuya Kalpate.
So, if we engage in devotional service unfailingly in all circumstances and with determination, with attention, and to please Krishna. Like yesterday, Patri Prabhu was saying, I am not chanting to please you guys. I'm not here to entertain you guys. I am trying to please Krishna. So he was saying like that while doing kirtan. Of course, Prabhupada said like that. We should not chant to please the public. We are chanting to please Krishna. So whatever we do in devotional service, of course we want to please the devotees like that. It's there. But pleasing Krishna then Krishna will give us the intelligence, Dadami Buddhi Yogam Tam, and he'll empower us to do the right things and in a better way. And even if it is not done in a better way, we tried. That's it. So everything we have to try, and we should have strong determination. Those who are on this path have strong determination. Dridavrataha. Krishna uses this word. So that determination also comes from Krishna only, depending on our intensity of desire. How the spirit soul transmigrates from one type of body to another is nicely described here. The word ekapad, ek means one leg, one legged, refers to ghosts, for it is said that ghosts walk on one leg. The word dvipad, meaning biped, refers to human beings. So we are two-legged. When he is old and invalid, the human being is supposed to be triped or three-legged, because he walks with the help of a stick or some kind of cane. So two legs are not enough to support the body. So you need a third leg, which is a cane. Of course, the word chatuspad refers to quadrupeds or animals like cows. Or the word bahupad refers to creatures who have more than 4 legs. There are many insects, such as the centipede, and also many aquatic animals that have many legs. The word apadak, meaning without legs, refers to serpents. The name Puranjana indicates one who enjoys possessing different types of bodies. His mentality for enjoyment in the material world is accommodated by different types of bodies. So Prabhupada is saying, according to your body, according to your desire for enjoyment in this material world, you get different types of bodies. Shotram chakshum sparshanam chal, rasanam granam evacha, adhisthaya manasyayam, vishayanupasevati. So like that. Our nose, ears, eyes, everything is based on the constitution of the mind, based or grouped around the mind, desires of the mind. The subtle body has many desires to enjoy in this material world, and they are very deep rooted. So to get out of all these desires, like Pralambasur represents the gross and subtle desires for sense gratification, and to get it out is very difficult. So the Mahamantra goes deep inside the heart and cleanses all the desires. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. So we should, that's why we say heart deep. Chanting should be heart deep and absorbed, right? That there should be urgency, then you are absorbed if there is urgency. So recently I had walking competition with Alankar Prabhu. So yesterday was the last day. So there was an urgency to, of course this is a material thing, but like that, even exams you have, there is urgency. So when you have urgency, then you are absorbed. You drop everything else. That's also one aspect or one feature of urgency, is that it's very urgent. Something is very urgent. This can't wait for anything else. So like that, Krishna consciousness, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati told Srila Prabhupada that this is a very urgent thing. You cannot wait till India with this happens or that happens. This is right now. It's very urgent. So just like your basement gets flooded, right? It's an emergency, right? You call somebody, or somebody is suffering shortness of breath, you call 911. You can't wait. If you wait, the person will die. So it is all about urgency. That's why they have helicopters. In every now and then we hear that sound of helicopter in our temple. What is happening is that they are taking that, and I saw that when I was in the hospital. The helicopter will land on the terrace because that's an urgency. They want to avoid all the traffic, and they are airlifted. Passengers are airlifted. The patients are airlifted and brought, because you can't wait. Time is of the essence. So in that way, when there is urgency, there is absorption. Right? Those who are doing the service are also very absorbed, right? Those who are in trauma, they have to be very quick. They can't delay, otherwise the patient will die. So in our life also we should feel like that. Yes, I have very less time left, so I should do fast, and that will make you fast and absorbed, right? So not fast and careless, but fast and absorbed. Okay, so
So yesterday, Patri Prabhu was asking this question to the children, right? If you have been given $10 million, how will you use it? They were saying different things, but then he asked, okay, you have been given $10 million, but you have been told that you only have few days to live. So earlier, children were saying, I'll invest it, stock markets and all. But now with this option that you have been given $10 million, but you only have few days. That option of investment, like gaining returns in future, that doesn't apply.
correct,
So things make so much difference, that knowing that I'm going to die soon.
correct. Yeah, it's like you have 3 months left in your life. Will you plan anything? Of course, you may think, I'll for my family, I will plan. He said, I'll give to somebody who will live. And that boy said that I'll give the money to somebody who will live. So somebody may say, well, can we live our life like that? Because we know we may live for 20 years, 30 years, like that in the future. So if I, don't plan, then what will happen if I think I'm going to live only for 3 months? Somebody may say like that. But okay, you may do your work and you may do your duties, but it spiritual life, those duties also should be connected with Krishna, and your sadhana should be very, very strong and very absorbed. So Prabhupada said one time that no matter where you go, you should never let your sadhana get affected. When your sadhana gets affected, that means you are considering this as lower priority than something else that is more important for you in life. If somebody says, tomorrow I will give you $100,000, you come for Manglarati. I'll give you not $10,000. You come for Manglarati, or so like that. So we have to also be very, very. Of course, when we have services which take us into night or something, that's different. But that's internally we have to feel that urgency. Nobody, externally, as Prahlad Maharaj said, nobody can, you know, we can hear so many things and so many, but internally we have to feel that my time is short and I have a long way to go, and I have been given a golden opportunity, and this golden opportunity will not last forever. So it is only for some time. So he was also quoting this: make more you sweat during peace, the less you bleed during war. Right? He said that. So,
Yeah.
so that's how it is. So we should not allow ourselves to be distracted by material desires. Whatever is necessary to live, we have to do, but not get distracted. That's why if we are in association of those who are constantly engaged in service, that will be very easy. Okay, the next verse, 429.3. The person I have described as unknown is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's now, Pracinabarhi doesn't understand, so Narada Muni is telling him, that friend who came to Vaidarbhi is the Supreme Person, the master and eternal friend of the living entity. Since the living entities cannot realize the Supreme Personality of Godhead by material names, activities, or qualities, he remains everlastingly unknown to the conditioned soul. So let's see what Prabhupada says. Because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unknown to the conditioned soul, he is sometimes described in the Vedic literatures as Nirakar, Avignata, Avignat, or Avan Manasagochara. So because we don't know how Krishna looks, or we have not seen him, so we tell he's Nirakar. Avignata. Avignata means, what is the meaning of Avignata? It's unknown. He's unknown. Avan Manasa Gochara. So, actually, it is a fact that the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be perceived by material senses as far as his form, name, quality, and pastimes or paraphernalia are concerned. Because we are in material consciousness and everything about Krishna is spiritual. So, how can we perceive with our material consciousness? Atash Krishna Namadi. Na bhavet graham indriya sivanmukhe jivado swayameva suradiyada. However, when one is spiritually advanced, one can understand the name, form, qualities, pastimes, and paraphernalia of the Supreme Lord. So, if somebody has done engineering work, then you have to be an engineer to appreciate the engineering work. Similarly, to appreciate Krishna, one has to have the requisite qualification of purity of heart. Then one will be able to connect with Krishna. Of course, Krishna can connect with anyone, impure or pure. But from our side, we should think like that. That to connect with Krishna, I have to become pure in heart. Premanjana churita bhakti vilocharena santa sadeva hrideshu vilokayanti. Those who have love for purity of heart means freedom from material desire and love for God. However, when one is spiritually advanced, one can understand the name, form, qualities, pastimes, and paraphernalia of the Supreme Lord. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 1855. Bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yashashmi tattvataha. One can understand in truth tattvataha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only when one is engaged in devotional service. Ordinary persons, and while engaged in devotional service, you have to have the right mood. If you are thinking, I have to do this out of force, I have to do it somehow or other, you should do it with pleasure. That I am doing this service for Krishna. So we do it with pleasure. Oh, I have to do it. That's one level. I have to do it. That's out of duty. But higher is to do it with a mood of service and mood of surrender and thinking about Krishna. Ma manusmara yudhyacha. Ordinary persons engaged in pious and impious activities cannot understand the form, name, and activities of the Lord. So it is misunderstood. Krishna's activities are misunderstood. The devotee, however, can know the personality of Godhead in many respects. He can understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and that his address is Golok Vrindavan and that his activities are all spiritual. Yesterday, Prabhu was saying, we have the phone number of God. We can connect with him. We know address, where he lives, what his activities are, everything. So this line with God is what? Hotline. We have hotline to God is what? What is it?
Hare Krishna mantra.
Hare Krishna mantra. Yes. If we chant Hare Krishna very attentively and nicely, in a mood of pleasing Krishna, then we'll connect with God. If we just chant to finish our rounds, then Krishna says you are dialing, but you don't really want to talk. So Krishna says hello. On the other hand, he says hello. And then I'm not saying anything, I'm not connecting with him, I'm just thinking something else. Like we say like that, we are calling Krishna, and then when Krishna comes and says, what do you want? Then you're ignoring, you're thinking about your job, and it's like I call you to my house, then I'm working on my computer and not giving you any attention. I'm calling you, but then I'm not giving you attention. So when we chant, Prabhupada says we should think the sound vibration is Krishna himself. I'm getting in touch with Krishna, in association with Krishna through his holy name. Like that, if we remember that this holy name is non-different from Krishna, then we'll feel so happy, and so that I'm getting an opportunity to associate with God. Like I'm getting an opportunity to associate with God, the most kind and loving person. So the devotee, however, can know the personality of God in many respects. he can understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that his address is Golok Vrindavan, and that his activities are all spiritual. Means there is no material, he doesn't do any activities because he is affected by lust, anger, greed, material. There is spiritual components of these things, but there's no material tinge. So what is material tinge? Like it's material lust means desire to gratify one's own senses, to fulfill, but still that also will not satisfy, because we are trying to fulfill the demands of the body, but the demands of the soul are different. Like he was talking about the bird in the cage yesterday. So you can give gasoline to the car, but that's not the food for the soul. The driver cannot eat gasoline, cannot drink gasoline, petrol. His food is different. So that is why we are all stressed out, and because we are only giving food to the body, but that's why the soul is not satisfied, and there is unhappiness and dissatisfaction and all this. Because the Lord's form and activities cannot be understood by materialistic people. He is described by the Shastras as Nirakar. So this chanting of the holy name is the food for the soul. The soul is crying, I am hungry, give me food, give me food. And then we are giving something which the soul cannot eat, sense gratification. So soul cannot digest that. So the soul is saying, give me the right food, give me the right food. So So many people can't understand activities of God. So Prabhupada says he is described by the Shastras as Nirakar, because his activities are not. So he says, okay, don't understand the activities. Okay, think that God is impersonal. Because if you see his activities, then you will misunderstand and blaspheme. So instead, just think at least God is impersonal. He has no activities. That is one whose form cannot be ascertained by a materialistic person. Or, Nirakar also means, Prabhupada says, one whose form cannot be ascertained by a materialistic person. So, if we want to know God, then we have to change our consciousness. We have to know the personal. So, this does not mean that the Supreme Personality of Godhead has no form. It means that it is not understood by the karmis or fruitive actors. His form is described in Brahma Samhita as Satchidananda Vigraha. Then so many questions come up, like, well, how did God come into existence? How did God come into existence? Right? The inquisitive mind keeps questioning, oh, how did God come into existence? So then the Shastra says, Anadir, Adir Govinda, Sarvakarana. He did not come into existence. You also did not come into existence. We are all eternal forever. So this is a very difficult concept to understand also. Sometimes they say, oh, who gave Krishna the position of God? Like Donald Trump or whoever will become, Kamala Harris will become the president. So the voters will elect, and then that person will become the president. So who made Krishna God? So there is another question that people ask. But God is fair forever. It's not like somebody made him God. So that's all very difficult to understand through our experience. That because we are in the influence of time, and everything around us is created. So it's difficult to understand that something always existed and has no origin actually. So it is beyond time. The soul is beyond time. Like the spiritual world is beyond time. Ras tasmatu bhava anyo vyakta vyakta sanatana. Vyasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyat vinashyati. Krishna is saying that world is eternal and everything is eternal. And we come from that world, the soul. So we are also eternal. as confirmed by the Padma Puran. The matter comes and goes, material world comes and goes, but spirit is forever, spirit soul. Our body comes and goes, but the soul is always there. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavid grayam indriye. Sevan mukhe hi jivado swayameva surati yada. No one can understand Krishna as he is by utilizing the blunt material senses. However, the Lord reveals himself to his devotees, being pleased with them because of their transcendental loving service rendered unto him. So, when we show love to Krishna by rendering some service, then Krishna also wants to reveal because he knows this person is interested in me. So you don't tell somebody who's not interested in you about yourself, right? You just don't go to anybody like I go to the park for walking. There are so many people there. You just don't pick any person and start telling him about your life. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. That person will also feel, why are you telling me? I don't want to know about you. Why are you telling me? But if there is a relationship, supposing I'm meeting the same person every day, and somehow he takes an interest in me, then he will tell me, I will tell him more about myself. He will tell me more about himself. And there is a conversation going on. Then, depending on the degree of, intimacy, then more things can be revealed. So, like that. Krishna only reveals to those who are interested in knowing him. Naham prakasha sarvasya. Naham prakasha sarvasya. What is the verse?
I don't remember.
Yoga maya samavritaha.
Modolam najjati loko manam ajam aviyam.
In that he says, I cover them by my illusory potency. But yes, he's covering because we are not interested. So we are interested in enjoyment, material enjoyment. So Krishna covers us. Unless you are covered with illusory energy, you cannot think that I am the enjoyer. Right? So Krishna helps us by fulfilling our desire to be the enjoyers. I am the supreme like that. And I am going to make a nice thing. So you have to be in illusion. But who will put into illusion? Krishna will only put into illusion. Like in the Jaladuta prayers, right? Prabhupada said that they have all come into illusion by your will. And they will all be delivered by your will also. So of course, Krishna did not want to, then we may say, why Krishna want to put us into illusion? Well, because we want to be in illusion. That's why Krishna wants to put us into illusion. So we don't want to understand that I am not this body, I am spirit soul, and act on the basis of spirit soul. We want to still identify with the body, and we still want to do. So then Krishna is saying, okay, I will give you the illusion. You do like this. Think that everything connected with your body is yours. Instead of thinking it is Krishna's, you think that everything is mine. Janasya mohoyam aham mam. Moha means illusion. Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. I and mine, you can keep thinking like that. In moha, in illusion. So we are thinking like this. This is my house. This is my husband, my wife, my children, my thing, my country. And then when the body is gone, then finished. All the illusion is over. For some time, it's 70, 80-year illusion where we are thinking this is mine, and then it's gone. So like that. As confirmed by the Padma Puran. So to get out of this illusion, then transcendental sound vibration, which will bring us out. It will awaken the soul. Jiva jago, jiva jago. Eneche aushadhi maya, nashi goro lagi. I have brought the medicine, this Mahamantra, the medicine. So more we hear the Mahamantra, the more our illusion will wake up from this illusion. So no one can understand Krishna as he is by utilizing the blunt material senses. However, the Lord reveals himself to his devotees, being pleased with them because of their transcendental loving service rendered unto him. So because now there is love, so Krishna will also reciprocate Krishna doesn't need anything, right? So, but he reciprocates with the love. And he is wanting that, he's begging for our love. Patram, please begging, please give me something, please give me something. Do my service. Since the name, form, qualities, and activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna cannot be understood by the material senses, is called so-called adokshaja. Adha means beyond, and aksha means eyes, and ja means born. So he has something beyond that can be perceived by the material senses, meaning beyond sense perception. Eyes are just one representative of the senses. When the senses are purified by devotional activity, the devotee understands everything about by the Lord's grace. Sometimes we see devotees are very, very fixed up. For many years, they're going on and on and on, very strongly in devotional service. So we may think, why? How is it possible that they are doing for so many years, year after year, year after year? Because they are connecting with the Lord and they are feeling happiness in the Lord's service. Like yesterday, Maharaj was saying that I've given up my home, everything, and now we have taken Krishna as our shelter. So there is some reciprocation, some sukh that we are experiencing from this, and that's what keeps the devotee going and going. The devotee understands everything about the Lord by the Lord's grace. In this verse, the word Pumpir, Namapir, Va Kriya Guda are especially significant because God, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, has many names, activities, and qualities, and although none of them are material, despite the fact, so if they are material, then how does our consciousness change? By chanting the holy name, by taking prasadam. So, despite the fact that all these names, activities, and pastimes are mentioned in the Shastras and understood by the devotees, the karmis cannot understand them, nor can the jnanis understand them. So, because they are not in touch with any bhakta, although there are thousands of names of Lord Vishnu, the karmis and jnanis intermingle the names of Supreme Godhead with the names of demigods and human beings. Because they cannot understand the actual name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they take for granted that any name can be accepted. They believe that since the Absolute Truth is impersonal, they can call him by any name. Otherwise, they maintain he has no name. This is not a fact. Here it is clearly stated, Nama Bhir Va Kriya Gunai. So, to consider the names of demigods same as Krishna's names. Of course, in one sense, everything can be like connect. All names can be like thought of as Krishna's name. Like Shiva. Shiva means all auspicious. So isn't Krishna all auspicious? Krishna is also all auspicious. So, so in that way also you can say Shiva refers to the all auspicious, right? Krishna. What do you say about that? If there is any comments, then. So, right, Shiva means all auspicious. So Krishna is all auspicious. So somebody can argue like that. So why are you differentiating between Shiva and Krishna? Name of Shiva. I am chanting Shiva's names. The name of Shiva, but I am referring to Krishna. So it is also who you are referring to when you are chanting the name. So they believe that since the Absolute Truth is impersonal, they can call him by any name. Otherwise, they maintain he has no name. Some people say that he has no name because he is not a person, nothing like that. So this is not a fact. Here it is clearly stated, Nama Bhir Va Kriya Gunai. The Lord has specific names such as Ram, Krishna, Govinda, Narayana, Vishnu, and Adokshaja. There are indeed many names, but the conditioned soul cannot understand them. Okay, so one more verse. Yada Jikrikshan Purusha. Anything else on this verse? Yada Jikrishan Purusha Karsnena Prakriter Gunan Navadvaram Dvihastangri Tatra Manuta Sadviti. When the living entity wants to enjoy the modes of material nature in their totality, he prefers, out of many bodily forms, to accept that body which has 9 gates, 2 hands, and 2 legs. Thus, he prefers to become a human being or a demigod. So, if you want to enjoy all the modes of material nature in their totality, then the living entity wants a human form. Let's see what Prabhupada says. This is a very nice explanation of how the spiritual being, the part and parcel of God, Krishna, accepts a material body by virtue of his own desires. Accepting 2 hands, 2 legs, and so on, the living entity fully enjoys the modes of material nature. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Ichhadvesha samuthena dvandamohena bharata sarva bhutani sammoham sarge yanti parantapa. O scion of Bharata, Arjuna, O conqueror of the foe, Parantapa. For all living entities are born into delusion, overcome by the dualities of desire and hate. Originally, the living entity is a spiritual being, but when he actually desires to enjoy this material world, he comes down. From this verse, we can understand that the living entity first accepts a body that is human in form, but gradually, due to his degraded activities, he falls into lower forms of life, into the animal, plant, and aquatic forms. Sometimes, let's say he accepts what first when he falls down?
Brahma.
Brahma's position.
He's the highest living entity. Right. Material.
Okay, yeah. So, of course, he has one head or many heads. It's not exactly human in form, but he has 2 hands, 2 legs, and many heads. So, but he says accepts a body that is human in form, but gradually, due to his degraded activities, he falls into lower forms of life, into the animal, plant, and aquatic forms. So, we have gone into animal forms, plant forms, aquatic forms. By the gradual process of evolution, the living entity again attains the body of a human being and is given another chance to get out of the process of transmigration. So, this should be our main aim, to get out. Because this is another chance, that is, human life is specially meant to break the cycle of birth and death. So, and it is easily broken in this age by chanting Hare Krishna. Kaler doshe nidhe rajan asti eko mahan guna kirtana deva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. From chanting, everything will come. Right? From chanting the holy name. If he again misses his chance in the human form to understand his position, he is again placed in the cycle of birth and death in various types of bodies. So again he is given chance. If you fail the exam, then again you are given chance. The desire of the living entity to come into this material world is not very difficult to understand. Although one may be born in a family of Aryans, where there are restrictions against meat eating, intoxication, gambling, and illicit sex, still one may want to enjoy these forbidden things. As Krishna says, one may be restrained from doing these things, but in the heart, the taste is there. There is always someone who wants to go to a prostitute for illicit sex, to a hotel to eat meat and drink wine, or to a gambling club to enjoy so-called sports. All these propensities are already within the hearts of the living entities. Loke vyavayamisha matya seva nitya hi jantur. So Narad Muni criticized Vyasadeva. You have described all these things in Karma Kanda section, how you can drink wine and this and that, eat meat, and so they already have the tendency for all these things. Some living entities can check the desire to enjoy these abominable activities, but others cannot and consequently fall down to a degraded platform. But it's like, checking the desire, then ultimately you have to get higher taste. Then these desires will go away. Or it will become not attractive. And that higher taste comes. Of course, first one has to refrain from these desires, and then engage in devotional service, yam and niyam. So only yamas will not work. You have to have niyam also to get higher taste. Because just on the platform of yum, one cannot. Maybe some people are pious and they can, for their whole life, they cannot be indulged in this. But the heart, the taste is there, so it is going to create another material body. Unless we have bhakti in the heart, we cannot go back to the Supreme Lord. There are many impersonalists who might have conquered all these things, the lower desires, but their heart is not in serving Krishna also. So they go to Brahmajyoti and they again fall down. Aruye krichena param padam tataha patanti yadho anadrita yusmadam grahe. The more one desires a degraded life within his heart, the more he falls down to occupy different forms of abominable existence. This is the process of transmigration and evolution. A particular type of animal may have a strong tendency to enjoy one kind of sense enjoyment, but the human form of one can enjoy all the senses. The human form has the facility to utilize all the senses for gratification, and he has intelligence also, so he has made so many nice things to eat, right? Different things to eat. Whereas those animals, whatever is available in nature, they can eat. But human beings can manipulate, the different ingredients and make nice things for enjoyment. So many different things, Disneyland and this and that, so many things they have designed to enjoy all the senses. Unless one is properly trained, he becomes a victim of the modes of material nature as confirmed by Bhagavad Gita. So it requires training and sadhana, good sadhana every day. Prakriti kriyamanani gunaiga. And even if we are not able, we fall, we never give up. That's basically it. Prakriti kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma kartahamiti manyate. The bewildered spirit soul, under the influence of the three modes of material nature, thinks himself the doer of activities that are in actuality carried out by nature. As soon as one desires to enjoy his senses, he puts himself under the control of material energy, and automatically or mechanically is placed into the cycle of birth and death in various life forms. So this purport of Prabhupada is trying to convince us that you are in the cycle of birth and death, going in various pieces of life. Now you have got an opportunity. So just change your desire and become fully Krishna conscious. If you don't do it now, then you will get more future bodies. And every body you get means source of pain. Yeah, so like that. So if you don't want pain, then become Krishna conscious. It's also one motivation to become Krishna conscious. Yes, I don't want pain. Not the highest one, but still, it's a motivation. Prabhupada says, unless one is pessimistic of the miseries of material existence, there is no impetus. Considering the distresses of birth, death, old age, and disease, there is no impetus to making advancement in spiritual life. And then on a higher platform, you go through pain to give pleasure to Krishna. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, the difficulties I undergo in serving you is my source of pleasure. So tapasya to spread Krishna consciousness is a source of pleasure for the devotee. Prabhupada himself went through so much tapasya, right?
Mhm. I had a question on this one now. This verse is saying that if you want to enjoy your senses very nicely, then you take the body of a human being. However, I mean, we have heard previously if you want to enjoy meat, better is the body of a tiger. Or if you want to enjoy sense gratification, better is the body of a pigeon. Because a human being is not meant for sense enjoyment. It's meant for higher realization, while this verse is saying something different.
Yeah, from one perspective, from spiritual perspective, yes, we are actually equipped with higher intelligence and we are meant for self-realization. His life is meant for that. But if somebody wants to enjoy, then Krishna gives him uh, a body like a demigod or a human being. Like in human life, you can enjoy because you have higher intelligence. Like tiger has to run, 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 and you know enjoy. And to kill, it has to make so much effort. But if you have money here now, you can just go. If you want to eat meat, you just go to Costco or Kroger and buy some very effortlessly. You don't have to make any. Of course, you have to get some money somehow or other. But if you have intelligence, you work at your job in IT and you get some money and then get that whatever. So in one sense, that way also it is there that you don't have to, and then you can have varieties of meat. You can eat this crab's meat, you can eat chicken meat, you can eat cow's meat. So all our senses can, because we have intelligence, we can eat so nicely, different, even vegetarian food. Human beings have made so many different varieties of, whereas the cow has to eat only grass generally. I mean, in the when it's grazing, or it has to eat only grass and only one kind of thing. So maybe that way, with intelligence, human beings have, you know, and yeah, all the senses are very active. So of course, naturally we can't enjoy meat, but they've processed it, they've cut it for you, and then you know.
Yeah, but you say that, the intestine of a human being is not meant for eating meat, so we also get diseases. People who do that, or if they want to enjoy sense gratification in animals, there is no concept of marriage.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
and they don't incur even karma for any of these things.
Correct.
So, if we say that if we have desires to enjoy like that, then in the next birth we'll get the body of an animal.
That is there also. Yeah. But if you want to enjoy in all the different desires, so the way Prabhupada wrote here is that he's saying that, what did he say? That in some species you have one sense which is very strong. Where did he say? Didn't he say that?
Particular type of animal may have a strong tendency to enjoy
Yeah.
one kind of a sense enjoyment. But in human form, one can enjoy all the senses. Uh,
So,
yeah, for some time, but because senses have limitation, if we overdo it, that the human body breaks down and diseases and
correct.
stuff.
I mean, this is not like to be taken in a wrong context that yes, now I've got the human form, I can enjoy all the senses in the way I want. That's not the message like here. Yeah. But because we have higher intelligence, so we can use so many ways we can think of, which animals cannot, to gratify our senses. They have made so many things to how to gratify the senses, right? So many different ways. There are so many, even in old age, you can gratify your senses. They've discovered so many things like that. So, so like that. So it is, but it is not to for that to think that yeah, I got the human form. I can. It is meant to be used for enjoying all the senses. Actually, human life is meant for self-realization and for the real enjoyment, which nobody can experience in any form of life, which is spiritual enjoyment. So we can get much more higher enjoyment if we use all our senses to serve Krishna. Then we can get all the highest enjoyment. That's of course to be experienced. Yeah, but human being can like think of so many ways to enjoy and like that. So and invent so many different things, and like animals have to run on their four legs. We can run on the road in AC. Even the weather does not affect, and you can run the car and like that. So enjoy. But of course, there is accident and all these things. So Yeah, actually, human life is meant for self-realization, not meant for it. That's what that verse says. Labdva sudulabhamidam bahusambhavante manushmartadam.
नित्यमपि धीरा तूर्णमितेतनापते तन्मृत्युयामनिस्सरस्य विषये खलु सर्वतः स्यात्.
Vishaya khulu sarvatasya. You can get a sense enjoyment in any species of life. And that other verse that which says, go with us. What is that? Na labhyate yad.
नरदेहमाद्यं सुलभं
Na labhyate yad brahmatam upari yada. Or tasye udeto prayatna.
तस्य
That also says like that. From
yeah.
okay, so actually Bhagavatam is saying like that. Kamasya nindriya priti also. Okay. But Prabhupada says our needs are fulfilled more easily than in the animal species of life because they have to work very hard. But of course, now it's difficult because of all the man has created such an economy, such a situation that unemployment and all these things. But in human life, it is more easily fulfilled than in animal life because we have so many scientists have invented so much technology and things like that. So
Prabhuji, but in the house, in the family, right? I mean, especially the small child,
mm,
eh, he get uh, like he get introduced to food that is meat, right? He didn't ask for it. I think that's where the whole. I think when someone in the family introduce the meat, for him it is just a food, but just without even ignoring in ignorance he keep eating and that build the test. I mean that's how they grow up.
correct. Yeah.
So sometimes they are helpless in a way because they just eat what parents are bringing
Yeah,
in the
you
house.
you get your birth in a certain family by your karma only. So it is not like that the child is completely innocent. But
Okay.
yeah, you get your birth in a certain situation by your karma. Sometimes
Mm,
people say, oh, somebody is born in Iceland, they have never heard of Krishna. How can you expect them to be Krishna conscious? There is nobody there. He's born in the jungles of Africa. They have never heard of it. But he got his birth because he wanted to be in that situation. So by his activities and his desires. So that's one way to look at it. Another
yeah.
thing, yeah, we should also say, yeah, that yeah, whatever the child there, and sometimes even they are offered meat, the children don't like it. That is also there. Some children are like that. They refuse to eat. There was some video like that. I don't know if you saw
Yes,
that.
Prabhuji, even I have heard that one. The example is, Veda Patar, no, Prabhuji? She gives her granddaughter from the birth. So they're fully, I mean, their daughters, they are American, Indian, and they're married different castes. But she doesn't touch meat, Prabhuji, from birth, and she vomits in case if they eat, if they force and give her. So this is the girl I have found out, and she loves Krishna. And this is the girl I have found out, Prabhuji, so unique that she will never touch meat. I mean, she just runs off from that place.
Hmm.
So from that time, they are not forcing her to eat anything.
Yeah, we also met some children who are very interested, right, in Krishna. Sometimes we go on book distribution. Some children are very interested like that. Yeah, so they gave chicken soup to Prabhupada also. He vomited it. Right? So, and of course, yeah, at home, whatever the situation is, many learn also because they were raised in that situation. Okay, so is there anything else? Any song that we can sing from the Vaishnavacharyas? Sing.
I can sing Udila Aruna.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Please do. Yes, true. उदिलो अरुणा पूरब भागे द्विजमणि गौरा भनी जागे भक्ता समूहा लय साथे गेला नगर ब्राजे ताथै ताथै भाजेलो खल घना घना ताहे झझेरा रोल प्रेमे धला धल सोनार अंगा चरणे नुपुर बाजे मुकुंद माधव यादव हरि बोले ना बोलो रे वदन भोरी मीठे निदा बसे गेलो रे राते दिवसा शरीर साजे ए मोना दुर्लभ मानव देह पाई की करो भावना के हो ए बिना भजिले यशोदा सुता चरमे परि बेलाजे उदित तपन होइले अस्ता दिन गेलो बोली होइबे व्यस्ता तबे कि नएबे आलस होए ना भजारी दया राजे जीवन नित्य जन हसार ताहे नाना विधा विपद भार नामाश्रय करी जतनी तुमी ठाकाहापन काजे जीवेरा कल्याण साधन काम जगते आशिये मधुर नाम अविद्या तिमिरा तपन रूपे हृद गगन बिराजे कृष्ण नाम सुधा करियो पान जुरा भक्ति विनोदा प्राण नाम बिना किछु नहीं कारो चौदह भुवन माझे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Translation. When the rising sun appeared in the east, the jewel of the twice-born Lord Gaurasundar awakened, and taking his devotees with him, he went all over the countryside, towns and villages. The mridangas resounded tathai tathai, and the janja, large metal kartals, in that kirtan played in time. Lord Gauranga's golden form slightly trembled in ecstatic love of Godhead, and his foot bells jingled. All the devotees chanted the names Mukunda, Madhav, Yadav, and Hari. Their mouths being filled with the vibrations, they would announce to the still sleeping people, "You spend your nights uselessly sleeping and your days decorating your bodies. You have achieved such a rare human body, but you do not care for this gift. You remain not serving the darling of Yashoda, and slowly fall through your last moments to death. With every rising and setting of the sun, a day passes and is lost. Then why do you remain idle and not serve the Lord of the heart? This temporary life is full of various miseries. Take shelter of the holy name as your only business. To penetrate the darkness of ignorance and bless everyone's heart, the holy name has risen like the shining sun. Drink the pure nectar of the holy name of Krishna. There is nothing but the name to be had in the 14 worlds. It has filled the soul of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So, human body is the most precious gift that we have gotten, and it is very valuable. As we were seeing those blind men that had come yesterday in the temple, no, they have not been given eyes. For us who have eyes, we don't understand what we have gotten. You should ask someone who does not have something that we have, especially some body part. And we take it for granted. But it's not going to be like that. We are getting older and we can lose any body functionality. And how will we be able to chant or even see Krishna? So we should use our senses properly. Every moment we should use our senses to get closer to Krishna. Because this life is very temporary. And the only thing that is reality is the holy name. Rest everything is illusion. Right? Abrahmastam paryantam sarva mayamayam jagat satyam satyam punah satyam harer naam eva kevalam. From the highest and Brahma to down to the lowly clump of grass, all of that is illusory energy of Maya. So as you were saying that Krishna consciousness should not wait. Krishna consciousness should always be the top priority. Because everything else is like a dream. We are dreaming. Things happening in our life is like a dream. It will pass away. But that takes away our time, a precious time in our human body that we can utilize in chanting holy name. We absorb it in so many other things. Sense enjoyment and all. This is imaginary pleasure. So, yeah, we have to wake up to the reality. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is waking up the devotees that we are still sleeping in Maya, in the lap of Maya. Uselessly wasting our time in decorating our bodies. So, we should take shelter of the holy name as our only business, and there is nothing but nothing real in the 14 worlds, just other than the holy name of Krishna. Thank you.
Anybody else like to say anything on the song? Or so we can read the Krishna book for 10 minutes. Let's see.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. I would like to make a point. Yes, Mataji was saying when we don't have, then human mind try to realize. Now we have so-called medical and technological advancement, and we actually choose death in increment now. That is called advancement. Now you will find a people with a mechanical hip joint, knees, etc. Their body parts are removed, etc. I don't need to name, but many knows. They don't have a pancreas. They don't have gallbladder. Some of them don't have even stomach. Some of them don't have a portion of their. So these are active choice made by the so-called human being who is so intelligent. Again, I use the word convent educated. So, and they consider that this is the only option. The reality is, and I think many has mentioned Pankajangri Prabhu before he left the planet. He prayed, and his older brother Jananivas Prabhu. There were no hope in so-called modern medical science at that time. He mentions actually, you can go to those pastimes, where he says that Lord Nrsimhadev mysteriously uses his nails to do the surgery, but not so-called for the vested interest or for some change of money. So the medical science is going in an amazingly unbelievable direction of making money, and under the guise of they are advancing, and they are actually taking everybody to the hell. So
yes, whoever has come to this planet is bound to leave. There may be nimitta karan, and it should not disturb anybody. Let it be in a form of a cancer or an accident or whatever it may be, but that karan is going to be there. So, so just giving undue importance is, I call it convent education, which is the heights of stupidity, and it should be at least in the devotee community. Uh, Now again, moment we cross 42 or something, we very nicely actually pick up a glass and put it on an advancement. Actually, the fact is, and I have so many evidences, okay, not just one, so many evidences that every time your eye is the most sensitive organ gifted by Lord to us, and it try to fix itself, but as soon as you provide the crutches of glasses, it kind of gives up again. Every 24 hours, when we actually wake up after 6 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour of sleep, or maybe 12 hours of sleep, it try to fix itself. That is the only organ which has such a great sensitivity. The second one is the inner lining of your mouth. Within few minutes actually it recreates, and people who has so-called taste of the tea, and they want to drink so warm tea that the inner lining of their mouth gets burnt up. Within few minutes, Prakriti Ma is so kind that she generates that. Otherwise, whatever intense aushadhi, if they are using, or so-called taste bud, which are used by the so-called biometric test birds, which are used by the big corporation like Coca-Cola and Pepsi, so-called, they are actually fighting the hunger. I don't think so. They have, just I will give the example of so-called very popular Ruffles, Lays, or whatever that is. They have so much chemical which are synthetic, they are not organic, and actually they penetrate inside the teeth of your mouth, and actually it ultimately enters the bloodstream, and it creates n number of disease condition while you are enjoying the lays. Another thing on the meat, people, yeah, Prabhuji, you were saying that the it's ease to just go to the store and get the meat. Do you really know that the meat which tiger eats is much more superior compared to what you get in the Costco? First of all, whoever has been, I had spoken with a devotee who are meat eater in past, and honestly, they have described that this organ or that organ or whatever, it is so enjoyable, it is unstoppable, and this and that. But after that, after they became devotee, they feel so bad that, my goodness, uh, what a cheap level of enjoyment. So, and again, I will tell you one fact: whoever may be the wheat eater or a tea drinker, actually, tree is drinking you just like, and it is making you slave. Uh, so this mind is very, very dangerous as soon as it goes out of our control. And the meat which you get in Costco, it has been artificially made reddish, because if you cut any meat which has not passed its defined life, that meat will decay and it will turn blue. And nobody in this world will meat eater will buy the blue meat, and they put a chemical powder on top of it to make it red. That powder will act on your body also. They actually care for the self life of the meat, not the consumer. So if somebody has, and this is again, I am preaching in a way that meat eater should at least accept the fact that It is said by certain people that there is a big nexus between so-called open the package and enjoy that includes Ruffles Lay also, or on the border. What is that called? Corn chips, which is so innocent. It is, and devotees are doing that. I feel very sorry for them. Just for the hard work they need to do, they let them be very simple and make a puri in their own home instead of open the package and feed devotee. What kind of great service are you doing? Your laziness is killing people, or at least pushing them in a direction it should not. So at least hard earned Lakshmi of the devotee should be sensible enough to read ingredients if they have a limitation of whatever kind. Reduce your test bird, your limitation will automatically and your capacity will automatically come within the control. You should, one should feel, I am saying this to myself by the way, one should actually, I use my body as a laboratory. So yes, I do consume certain things, and I will give you one example, which is the worst example. And does anybody know that there is a wonderful writing written on these items, and it says serving size. Do you really know the meaning of what serving size actually means? And they are supposed to write legally that, and that's why they are writing. And let me reveal the truth behind that. If you eat 10 times or 100 times of that serving size, you will end up in the emergency room. Okay. And I have tested my body maybe more than 10-15 years ago. There is a so-called wonderful biscuits available called Ritz. Many of you have tested at least once or several times, or maybe a regular diet. I am warning you that please stop that and donate that money to temple instead and save your life. Because when I did that experiment actually, and there are still stresses on my body actually. So what I did, and again, please, I'm saying the disclaimer, nobody should, if your body is strong enough, you can sustain certain tests, otherwise you will die, I am telling you. So I consume in 24 hours more than 3 pounds of Ritz biscuit. There were marks on the poison on my face, and some of them are still there because could not be eliminated. You have freedom to put any junk in your body, but you have zero freedom to take them out. Remember that. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. God bless everybody.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, bro. Okay, it's 8:30. We can end here. Thank you, everyone. Hare Krishna. See you another time.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you.